Well, before we talk about the tasks before the 10th National Assembly, we should cross that hurdle first of the leadership of the 10th National Assembly, and Dr. Emmanuel Ona joins us this morning. He is Associate Professor, Department of Political Science at the University of Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The tasks are definitely lined up for them in the Constitution and all of the laws of the country, oversight and all of those things. But what do you make of the kerfuffle, as some people would put it, over who leads the National Assembly, the Senate presidency, the speakership, and other principal offices?
Yeah, of course, it is to be expected. I'm not surprised that people are, aggrieved and others seem happy. It is in the line of politics. There is no way we bring together 109 senators. We are talking about senators, people, accomplished human beings, and tell them to accept something, and all of them will just say yes. Or 360 members of the House of Representatives, another set of accomplished human beings, and they expect that everybody will just say yes to whatever you do. So it is in line with politics.
The natural question, which I've asked severally, and I'm going to ask you as well, perhaps from your experience and perhaps even from the books, of what significance, or maybe I should put it differently for you, on which side does this zoning arrangement lean more to? The political side or the governance side?
Well, it is, I don't think it will be fair to make that kind of straight demarcation between politics and governance.
Really?
Because one leads to the other, and ultimately both of them are intertwined. It is from politics that you get those who will administer governance.
But the question around that really, Dr. Ona, my apologies, is it more for governance than for political correctness?
That is exactly what I'm leading up to. Because you must play some politics before you get to governance. And even while in governance, you still have to play politics. So, as I said earlier, what is happening is in line with politics, because politics encompasses even governance. Are you getting it? Politics is the larger term, and governance is under politics. So, what is happening now is the prelude to governance. First, we have done elections, and after elections, we are now going to do the the micro elections into specific offices in the institutions of government.
So are you saying if we do not, if certain individuals or certain regions are not represented where they expect to be represented or as they should be represented, it will affect governance?
No, the issue is this. Everybody is part of democracy and is part of federalism, that every section of the country will necessarily be represented in government. So the issue of zoning is like trying to achieve that constitutional provision in the best way possible. So I know that the parties are trying to see that everybody gets what they deserve while getting something. Are you getting it? There are two things here. You get something and you get what you deserve. Some people now are rising in opposition because they do not understand why they should get what they have been assigned. Are you getting me? In that case, they are not comfortable with what they have been given. They don't feel that is what they deserve. But the parties, in their wisdom, have looked at everything concerning the politics that they have been playing, and they feel that these are the positions and these are the places where they should go deservedly. Are you getting it now? So in the party's own eyes, everybody has deserved what they have given them. In the eyes of the senators and maybe House of Representatives members that are concerned, some of them don't feel so. Some feel that they deserve more than they have been given. Others feel that they deserve what they have been given. So it is politics now that will ultimately resolve.
I wonder if anyone feels they deserve less.
Well, everyone deserves something more, and the argument always goes back and forth. But it will seem as if what you're saying, and the consensus that we can't help here, is that the social contract, the interests of the people, cannot be considered first amid all of these interests.
No, the social contract is not jeopardized at all. The social contract is that all the people are part of the polity. All the people have voted. But we are practicing representative democracy. Not all the people can be in government. So only a few people have been chosen. And out of these few people that have been chosen to go to the National Assembly, for instance, a fewer number again will be chosen to preside over the activities of the National Assembly. It is like a pyramid. As we are moving from voting, we are the apex. We are the base. And as you are moving on the pyramid, you are thinning out until you get to the apex, where maybe only one person will be there. So, because you are thinning out, some people are losing out. And those people who are losing out feel that they should not lose out at that level, until they get to the apex.
But people who are losing out. The key word here is representative democracy.
Yeah, representative.
Do you see the interests of the people in consideration as the horse trading is ongoing about who becomes what in the 10th Assembly?
I don't think you are getting the politics part of it. You are looking at just the governance part of it. And I've told you that you cannot look at governance without looking at politics first. You can't talk about the interests of the people without talking about the necessary politics that will lead us to the apex of this pyramid we are talking about.
Problem, Dr. Here is my point. Yeah. Apologies, Bukola. Yeah. A good number of people are complaining about politicians. Yeah. A good number of people believe that politicians only want more for themselves. Yeah. A good number of people believe that in the lawmaking, in representation, in the horse trading, is in the lobbying and everything, it is first of all the individual interests. Even politicians have come on this program to tell us that their personal interests come before that of their communities. Yeah. So isn't that the problem? Going by what the question Bukola asked you.
Yeah, well, it is a problem, and it is always going to be there, because for as long as everybody will not give what they want, there will be complaints. But the people are the most short-changed. That is also what I'm saying. These people we talk about. These people who are complaining about politics. They can't complain about politics in a democracy, because democracy is about politics and politics is about democracy. For now, the best form of politics we can play is democratic politics. And democratic politics means, for instance, that there will be representation. Everybody cannot be accommodated. I'm just giving you the structural vision of what we are doing. We are moving in a pyramid. From the base, everybody is there, and all of us have voted. But as we move from the base towards the apex, which in this case is the Senate presidency, for instance, or the speakership of the House, the pyramid is thinning out, so that people are being dropped by the wayside until you get to that place where only maybe one person will hold a position. Because people are thinning out. Those people who are being dropped will naturally complain.
Well, we're back at the same place. The interest first before we get to the people.
The interest.
So, as the elections, come closer now, and, the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly stares us in the face, what would you consider to be the greatest task before this current next set of leadership? One of the things that has, stuck out in our conversation today has been the debt that will be inherited by the incoming administration. So how do you recommend that the 10th Assembly handle it?
The 10th Assembly has this function cut out completely by the Constitution, which is lawmaking. Are you getting me? So this aspect of debt, aspect of development, every aspect of governance, the National Assembly is going to be in charge of the lawmaking part of it. And they are going to do it. At the end, we will know whether they have done it well or not. By the number of bills, by the number of areas they have covered, by the number of developmental strides they have supported and initiated and all that. So their duty is very well cut out. They must not leave legislation to any other duty.
But you haven't really spoken to her question. She's spoken about the debt. For instance, I mean, we know that even from our previous conversations today, 77 trillion is the debt we owe as at now. Now, for instance, there is an $800 million loan that is being proposed from the World Bank that a letter has been sent to the National Assembly to the effect of. Do you think how should the 10th Assembly handle that case? Do you think they should take the loan or approve the loan? Because without their approval, the executive cannot take it.
Their own function here is legislation. I mean, either approve. I mean, taking decision to approve the loan or not to approve the loan. And I am saying that in doing their functions, even like just for the all of them are going to be bound by their own outlook for governance and everything. If, for instance, it is development, that is their outlook, then all the laws they are going to make will be laws that will lead us to development. For instance, if they feel, and I'm not going to speak for them because, as I said, they are accomplished people, and the people have rightly given them the mandate to go and do it. They will look at all the issues on ground. They may not look at it from the sentiments that we express from outside the parliament. But by the time, and they have the processes, they have the procedures to look at it comprehensively. By the time they look at all these issues comprehensively and they decide that it is in the interest of Nigeria to approve that the executive takes the loan or whatever loan, then we expect that they will do the necessary thing. If, for instance, they look at the issues and find out that this loan is not in the interest of their overall view of governance in terms of development, in terms of whatever, then we expect that they will say, we are not going to approve this or any other thing.
Perhaps that question should come in a more specific manner. If we look at, that loan now, for instance, and look at, the Fiscal Responsibility Act in relation to perhaps future borrowings for appropriation bills, do you think that this 10th Assembly has the spine, the grit to stand up to the executive to say that, no, we cannot afford to take this loan at this time. We cannot afford further borrowings.
Wait, maybe I will be disappointing you because I'm not being specific, mentioning figures and all that. But it is in the nature of the correct answers to the questions you are asking that we cannot sit here and be talking about whether they should take loans or not loans. And we cannot even be talking about whether they have the spine or not. We have already voted for these people, and they are going to stay there for 4 years. And the people have the ultimate responsibility, ultimate vision, ultimate assessment of who to vote for. And in that wisdom, they have voted for these people. Whether they have the spine or not is a secondary matter. They are now going to do that duty. And they are going to do it by considering all the issues involved. They will look at it. It's not just these loans. It's not just debt. It is about so many other things in governance. And they are going to look at it in the wisdom of the issues at stake, and then they will take the correct decisions.
One can only hope. There are too many questions to ask you, Dr. Ona, but we're completely out of time right now. We have to thank you very much for your time, for being a part of our program. Dr. Emmanuel Ona is Associate Professor, Department of Political Science, University of Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.